Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of work with moving things around within the file system. Understanding the file system is like really important because that will make sure that you don't lose anything, which it's always really traumatic if you lose something and don't know where it is. But you should be saving this, if you're working on a public machine, always onto a drive of your own, and as well as the public machine if you don't mind the other people seeing it, just to have a backup. So let us, be on the desktop here. I'm going to open up my keyboard viewer so you can see some of the keystrokes I'm doing also. Okay, so to create a new folder, you hold down Command, Shift, and hit the N key for new. Okay, that develops a new folder. And let's just let's call this My Stuff. Okay, hit return. Now you'll see I have this folder, My Stuff. Okay, and you should have one also. Let's double click on that. If you need to pause this video at any point, just go ahead and pause that. Okay, in the View menu, we want to make sure that first of all, we should be seeing the toolbar by default. We also want to show the sidebar if it's not showing already. And also in the View menu, we want to show the path bar. Okay, so again, in the View menu, we should see the path bar, the sidebar, the toolbar. If you see the word show in there, go ahead and click it. Otherwise, you should see hide like mine because they're showing. Okay. So we're going to click back on this window. And there are 4 different views that you can see in macOS. But for this tutorial, we're going to keep in the last one, the 4th view, which is the one that I like best. And kind of has a little bit of something for everybody. So make sure that you're in that 4th view. To toggle through the views, by the way, it's Command 1, 2, 3, 4 on the keyboard. Okay, so keep that left hand up there on that keyboard. Don't be lazy with the left hand. Okay, so we're on this window, and we're going to do another Command Shift N to create a new folder. We're going to call this Great Stuff and hit return. We're going to make another one, Command Shift N. We're going to call this Bad Stuff and hit return. We're going to make another one, Command Shift M. We're going to call this Meh Stuff and hit return. And you'll notice, by the way, that the bad stuff, the B floated to the top because I have this organized by name. I can reverse those and have the mess stuff at the top and the B at the bottom just by clicking on that name bar. Go ahead and try that. Pause the video if you need to. Let's double click now on Great Stuff. Command Shift N. Let's type in sleep. Command Shift N. Food. Command Shift. Maybe that's enough for Great Stuff. Okay, now let's say that we want to close this window. I'll show you the command for closing windows. Hold down Command and hit W on the keyboard. Okay, so that's how you close windows. We're going to double click again on My Stuff, and we are going to now open Bad Stuff. Okay, Command Shift N, Cancer, Command Shift N, Death. Yeah, okay. You know what, Command Shift N, let's go Traffic. All bad. Okay, let's practice our closing. Do you remember the command for closing a window? Command W closes it. Double click on my stuff again. And let's go to mess stuff. Okay, Command Shift in. Let's go radio. It's kind of likable, kind of not. Let's go politics. Let's go cars, because we like fast cars, but who likes traffic? It's kind of meh. Okay, so let's now one last time practice. Do you remember the keystroke? Command W to close that window. And let's open it now using another keystroke. Let's not do a double click, but let's do Command. What do you think it is for open? O. That's right. Okay, but so I can see a little bit better my stuff. Okay, so say now if you click on these arrows next to the folders, you can see the inside contents. So where we created that mess stuff, let's drop that down. And say that we want to move cars from the mess stuff to the great stuff. Okay? What we do is we click on cars, hold down, and then hover over great stuff. And that window then pops open, and we can then let up on the mouse button, and that window stays open until we either do a Command W or we click on the jewel button in the upper left hand corner like that. Okay, let's say that we want to move politics to bad stuff. Let's go ahead and do that using the same method. A little practice. Drop that in there. Good job. Okay. Let's say we want to move traffic to mess stuff. Let's go window to window, dragging traffic on top of mess stuff. Window pops open. You don't have to have it pop open, by the way. You can just drop it, but this ensures that you can see it in there. Okay, Command W to close. All right, so now we have things slightly reorganized so that cancer, death, and politics are in bad stuff. Cars, food, and sleep are in great stuff. And radio and traffic are in meh stuff. Let's say that we want to rename something. Let's say that we want to call cars autos instead of cars. You just highlight that item, and then you hit return on your keyboard. And then you can start typing. Hit return again to rename it. Okay, let's try that again. I'm going to just arrow down. One nice thing about this is that you can arrow. You can move your right hand from the mouse over to just use the arrows if you want. Let's say instead of traffic, let's say construction. Let's rename that. There we go. Okay, so that is pretty much how you move things around. I'll throw in one more thing, and this is kind of cool. In order to copy something, if you want to copy something, you can hold down Option, okay, and then click and drag and say I want food in both great stuff and mess stuff. There, now I've copied food. And to select multiple items, you hold down Command and click. So now I've got autos, sleep, and radio selected. Let's say I want to copy all of those into bad stuff. Hold down Option click and drag. You can see the outline there. Over bad stuff, drop them in. Now all that stuff is in bad stuff as well. Okay, one last thing jumps to mind. Let's open up the bad stuff folder. Okay, now you should have a thing called date modified. If you don't see date modified, it might be over to the right somewhere, and you might have to use this bar to go get it. But if we added those recently and we want to get rid of them, let's click to sort by date modified. Now they come out of alphabetical order, but the ones that we most recently modified are up at the top. Okay. So we grab Otto's Politics Radio, and to move things to the trash, won't use this very often, kind of dangerous, but to move something to the trash, Command Delete. There you go. Now it's in the trash. And lastly, I'll draw your attention to the fact that this path here shows you where your stuff is. So if you're working on a drive, the drive should be the first thing to the left, not Mac HD or whatever your operating system HD is called. Shouldn't see that. Okay, well, that's enough for now. Next video we'll go into Spotlight.